Thrushes.
Hi everybody, welcome back to our vlog, and today we are going to be telling you all the story of how we met and how we got to where we are today, basically our love story. And it's actually pretty interesting. Not just interesting, it's a really good story. So anyway, we started by just talking, and this happened in the fall into Christmas of 2015. So that's closing in on 3 years, and we made it official after talking for a few months, the day before Valentine's Day of 2016. So yeah, imagine that.
It seems crazy. It seems like so much has happened in the past 3 years.
Yeah, it really has, hasn't it?
Ever since then, the timeline has gone so crazy fast. That's so weird.
Yeah,
Huh.
yeah, it has. So from there we just we started dating, and we were living in different states at the time. I hadn't moved up to North Dakota yet. I was still living down in Colorado. And I'm actually getting a little ahead of myself here. I'll jump back just a little bit to how we originally met. And we first met actually while we were both attending Colorado Christian University over Facebook. And
well, we met at school. We didn't meet on Facebook.
Yeah, she's always correcting me on this. We met at school, but I sent her, well, we were both attending school, but I sent her, it was actually a random Facebook request. And
because he was too shy to talk to me in person.
I was like that with girls my entire life up until this point, so you can't really knock me there.
I'm not knocking. Apparently it worked, so.
No, yeah, most of it worked.
I'm not knocking.
Okay. But, alright, so anyway, back to the story. So, February 13th, 2016, we started dating long distance over 800, 900 mile distance.
After I moved back home.
So, yeah, and it was both pretty fun, and also there were some pretty tough moments. There were some moments where I was really starting to get discouraged, and even she expressed some. Pardon us, our dog's kind of distracting in the background. But anyway, she was also getting kind of discouraged at the distance, and
yeah, there was a lot of flying. I think every 90 days one of us was flying back and forth and back and forth.
Yeah.
And so that was an expensive courtship, between flying back and forth and mailing things back and forth and Skype dates and all that fun stuff.
Just trying to navigate being a couple when we're not even in the same room, let alone the same state.
Yeah, but I think what helped was we made it a big focus to make our faith the center of it. So
Yeah.
It wasn't about us.
No.
Which made it really easy. So a lot of our Skype dates were hey, let's make a point to do a Bible study tomorrow night together. So it wasn't about hey, let's get together and
just let's get together and do stuff. Let's actually be intentional about what we're doing.
Yeah, it gave us a different purpose to do something together.
Yeah.
Even if it was over video chat.
And we actually officially declared our relationship a courtship about 5 months in. And I was both nervous and really excited when I told my mom one day while we were driving that we had decided to court, and she was actually really excited and happy for me, and that was very encouraging. And so fast forward a little bit to my first visit out here, which was the summer,
August, I think.
Yeah, August 2016. The first time ever coming up here, first time I ever actually flew anywhere by myself, and for somebody, for somebody on the spectrum like me, that can actually be a very big deal. For some kids,
Don't fight.
For some people, it may not be a big deal. I mean, some kids fly by themselves from a fairly early age.
Yeah, I think I flew by myself when I was 7. when we were in the military, I flew back here from like Kentucky on vacations by myself when I was like 6 or 7.
Wow. So anyway.
But yeah, I get what you're saying.
Yeah. So yeah, we that's kind of how it went. We excuse me. Our courtship was a mix of basically it was basically the same thing. Skype dates, sending little things back and forth, whether it's a note or a piece of candy that one of us liked, or something else, or even sending coffee.
Yeah, I remember you went to the Renaissance Fair, so you sent me like one of those crowns from the Renaissance Fair.
Oh yeah, I sent her a little. Basically it was basically a little tiara, and I thought it would look really good on her, and she really liked it.
Yeah, I keep a box of like all these cards and poems and like letters and all of the stuff you sent me from when we were recording.
Yeah, we're cheesy like that.
Yeah.
But hey, it works.
And another thing we did that was a little bit different when we were recording is we just did group dates and stuff like that. We didn't really, I think we went on one thing by ourselves.
Maybe one.
And it was only for like during a movie. It wasn't even. Remember we went to Target and then we went to a movie? Yeah, our first
date together.
We were still out in public.
Yeah.
We weren't alone together.
No, we weren't.
And then we went back to your house, so we weren't alone.
No.
But our first real date was actually a double date with my grandparents.
It was, but hey.
But it was actually really fun, so that's okay.
Was, yeah. Good way to kind of introduce me to my potential grandparents-in-laws, and so.
Yeah.
So yeah, there was that, and flash forward a couple more months, we actually started talking about the possibility of marriage, or at least long-term commitment. A couple months after we decided we were courting, and
yeah, pretty early.
Pretty early, because we both started to get the feeling that, hey, I think this is the person I'm going to spend the rest of my life with.
Yeah, I think we both like wanted to date with intention. It wasn't it wasn't dating for the sake of dating. It was dating with intention, which is what courtship is. You date for marriage. You don't date just for a fling. It's just dating with the goal of marriage. So you date with all those things in mind. So we didn't date for very long. We dated for almost exactly a year. It was like a year and a week.
Almost exactly a year, yeah.
Just because your flights didn't line up.
Yeah, unfortunately, I couldn't fly up for our 1 year anniversary together as a couple, but I came up a couple weeks after that, close to the end of the month in February last year.
The week after, I think.
Yeah, you're right. The week after, and that's when that was the week when I came up and I came up and I proposed the night I came up here in February, and she didn't have a clue.
I didn't.
She didn't have a clue.
Everyone was really good at keeping secrets from me. Everyone in my family knew except me. It was a good surprise.
My plan was to propose the next morning, because I wasn't sure how late we were going to be up, how tired we'd be, but we were both up, and I just couldn't wait anymore. And her sister supplied me with a little bit of help in getting my proposal ready. She got me this mug. That, in fact, you know what? Let me go and get that really quick. It's right over here.
I keep getting distracted by our dog. He's at the end of the couch.
Anyways.
You have to hold it up close to see the inside, I think.
I don't know if you can see that. It's kind of dark, but it says, it says "Marry Me," and her sister got that for me. In fact, her mom had to hide it, had to very discreetly put it in my suitcase after I got picked up that night.
See, in retrospect, I now see that you guys were talking about something while I was sitting in the car after I picked you up from the airport. Mm-hmm, you guys were taking way too long to put one duffel bag in a backpack in the back of the car.
Mm-hmm, yep.
In retrospect, I see how this all worked out.
Yeah. So anyway, that night we
wants attention?
Hey, buddy. Your timing kind of sucks. I'm kind of trying to talk here. Hey. All right.
Come on. Get down, Leo.
Go on, buddy. Go play. Go play. So, anyway, we keep getting off track here. So yeah, we became engaged, and we actually made it was actually a very short engagement compared to what a lot of people seem to be doing these days, especially 20-somethings. Our engagement lasted only about 6 months. We didn't want to wait. We knew what we wanted. We didn't want to wait.
Well, we were very intentional with our courtship. Like, we set boundaries, and we had kind of talked about everything big, and we were very intentional. So for our engagement, we had time to plan our wedding, and we went through marriage counseling, and we talked about all those kind of big things. And
Leo, get down.
You keep getting in front of the camera.
Yeah, sorry about that.
And so, we just didn't really feel the need to wait like a year and a half to get married.
Yeah, there wasn't any point.
No.
But that was...
And we weren't living together. For our courtship and for our engagement, Cole moved up here after our engagement, but he lived with my parents.